Coleman here with Senior Vice Captain Nick Pincock. Thanks for joining me after what was a pretty insipid performance by the Zebras today.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. We thought we prepared pretty well throughout the week, and we thought we had our structures and game plans in place to take on Donvale. But clearly from playing, and obviously you guys watching as well, the game plans that we planned to put in place didn't come together at all. And to be honest, they just led us to the footy all day, and I think it showed pretty obviously what happened out there.
Was there an element of complacency? I mean, did you think that the fact that Fair Park gave them a real spanking last week, and you obviously belted Fair Park in the first game, that you were just going to waltz in and have a massive win against them today, or what was the thought process behind that?
Personally, for me, it was the opposite. When I saw, I rate Donvale as a side. They don't go as far as they went last year without being a quality side, and they picked up some quality players. So actually, when I saw the loss last week to Fair Park, I thought, we're in for a big day. They're bigger bodies. From the outset, they were harder in at the ball than us. They fought with a lot of passion, which you could see probably stemmed from what happened last week with themselves, and losing to us in the last round we played them last year. So a credit to them, but a lot for us to work on.
You did just touch on exactly what I was going to bring up next, the fact that they were much harder at the ball than you guys all day. They chased, they harassed, they were first to the ball. You guys probably had a pretty high tackle count, being that you were second to the ball, but even your tackles were ineffective and you weren't able to stop the play and slow it down. So is that something you're going to take into the game next week against Coldstream?
Yeah, we're going to have to. Coldstream last year, a bottom two side, they're not going to be this year. They picked up some really good players, and I'm hoping that it's, as Donvale had last week, Fair Park, they lost a game that they obviously didn't want to and come out firing. So hopefully we can have a look what we did this week. We clearly need to go in harder for the ball. We need to get to the ball first. As you said, they led us to it all day, and although we knew it was happening around us, we actively didn't change it. I guess the good thing about it all, it's round 3. There's plenty of time to work on it for ourselves, and I'm sure we will. Just looking forward to obviously later in the year when we get to play them again and hopefully amend our woes today.
And this did happen last year. They did beat us at home really early on in the season, and then we did counteract that and beat them away, and also when it did count, obviously in the finals time. So I suppose not all is lost, but from a supporter perspective or people that were watching today, it was pretty disappointing, and it's certainly not anything that supporters would want to come and watch.
No, it was disappointing for us. As one of the leadership guys in the club and been around a while, you don't like losing at the best of times, but you don't like losing in the manner that we lost today. If it was a tight fought game and it was sort of a kick here or there, you could deal with it. But probably the way we went down, especially in the third quarter, it touches home a little bit, and I guess it shows character now for us, hopefully, of what we're going to do about it next. Hopefully we get everyone on the track this week. We go out to Coldstream and we can put this week behind us. As I said, it's only round 3, so there's a long time left in the year, and hopefully today's just a massive learning curve for us.
There were a few outs today. Is there any, expected ins to come in next week?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I think we ended up with one or no people on the bench at the end. I'm not too sure. From looking over there, it didn't look like anyone was sort of coming on. So there was a couple of people that had to pull out with some slight injuries, and a couple of people coming back from holidays. So I'm sure the coaches will look at it this week, and we're going to a much bigger ground next week. It's going to be a lot more probably running than contested ball work. So I'm sure.
Form today with the outside running, it might see you all.
I'm sure we'll pick up from today's performance, and as I said, if it's not a wake-up call for anyone, then we're not going to get one throughout the year. So all we can do is bounce back next week, adding that contested game, and then hopefully our run helps us as well. So
last question for you: the forward line set up. I watched the practice matches. The forward line setup looked really good, really exciting, really direct. Today it seemed really one-dimensional, really slow, really stagnant. Is that something that you'd want to address, because it was really ineffective?
I don't blame the forwards today. I blame myself and other midfielders for not giving first use to them. They're going to be slow and stagnant when the ball's not coming in properly. So on the contrary, Donvale got it in really quick because they were able to get 2 easy clearances against us. So it's easy to say that the forward line maybe not leading properly enough, but I take credit for that, and the other midfielders are not doing a good enough job to get down to them.
I wasn't directing that at the forwards. It was just, it seemed
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be,
Oh, we're just
because
too
of the
stagnant.
stagnant play, it wasn't
Yeah.
able to get in the way it
We-
has been, so that's something to address for sure.
We weren't getting clearances like we normally do, and we weren't first to the ball, and that just doesn't help your forwards. You know, when we get centre clearances and clearances around the ground, and we're able to get that quick ball movement, we look as dangerous as anyone. But today we clearly didn't do it.
Could that be your number one ruckman out of the game today?
Yeah, Wilbur's a big loss. You know, we've got plenty of other tall guys around that can, ruck. Will is a big loss, I think, because he's been at the club for so long. People know the way he sort of plays and taps. So it's just a learning curve. For every single person on the ground, if they don't take something out of this game for them to improve on, we should probably have a bit of a look.
Thanks for joining me today, and good luck next week.
Appreciate it.